welcome to the Foodie Lounge, presented to you by Sulekha.com and IndiaIntracts.com. Myself, Levin Johnson, and I've got Arjun here to assist me doing this recipe. Recipe for today, it's going to be Bagara Baigan. It's a beautiful dish that comes from Andhra Pradesh. It's a beautiful accompaniment for Hyderabadi biryani. I'll just run through the ingredients here. 200 grams of brinjals, that's per portion. The recipe has been put out. What is very important in this aubergines are these have to be split like this into quarters and still hold on to the rim of that. You could have a powder or dry coconut. This is going to be in a paste form later on. That's 50 grams. Raw peanuts, that will be roasted off, 30 grams. Till seeds, 20 grams. 5 grams of jeera, 5 grams of whole peppercorn. Chopped onions, 30 grams. 10 grams of tamarind. 10 grams of mustard seeds. 10 grams of curry leaves. 30 grams of chili powder. We need refined oil, 30 ml. That's the peanuts to be roasted off. Arjun is roasting off the peanuts here. I'm going to be roasting off the dry coconut. Just starts to get a bit of color, and that's when it's beautifully roasted. Make sure that the flame is not too high, otherwise you're going to end up burning the small bits, and that's going to make the gravy bitter. So when it's nice and golden, you just take it off in the basin here. We need to roast off the till seeds, the cumin and peppercorns on a slow flame again. This again, you could see that the till seeds have just started to get the color. Again, make sure it doesn't burn at all. Constant stirring and tossing to just broil off. And these are ready to be mixed up with a dry coconut as well. Arjun is still playing with his nuts. The stage at which you have to take groundnuts off the pan after stirring constantly is that's when the skin starts to come off. We do need to take the skin off, but you want to do that when it's gone a bit cold. Now it's going to rest for next 5 minutes, and then we're going to take the peel off. Half of the tamarind to go in here. We could make a fine paste of this, and then we'll start off with the remaining preparation. While we are getting the paste ready, we need to fry off these aubergines, the brinjals. So it could be a shallow fry. That should be just good enough oil for that. Wait till the oil gets to a temperature. In the meanwhile, we're going to strain off the water. That's the aubergines are soaked in. Just drop in the aubergines. Just make sure you don't get a splash on you. And you don't really have to wait till the oil gets very hot. You could just start off after a couple of minutes of the oil has been on. That's beautiful because make sure the aubergines don't overlap on each other and it's evenly spread, because you will have to keep rolling the aubergine so that it's nice and tender right from the center. And this has to be done on a medium flame so that the aubergine, the skin doesn't get burnt. Just when the aubergine starts to split out and it starts to open up, and making sure that it's evenly done, that's very important. Or else the aubergines has to be soaked in the oil fully. It's ready to come out, and have a colander ready so that the excess oil is strained off. Otherwise, you're going to have a very oily dish. Next stage to go for the Bagara Baigan is to sweat off the onions with chili powder. Just when it starts to brown off on the sides, the chili powder can go in. Just make sure the chili powder doesn't stay in for too long, just a couple of minutes, and then the paste. And add in plenty of water, not just to cover it, a little more than that. After you add in the water, the tamarind pulp can go in, just strain it off. At this stage, when you actually know how much of gravy is going to be, so you can add in the seasoning at this point. Just when you start to see this bubbles coming in, you could put the flame down a little bit and get the lid on, otherwise it's going to splatter all over the place. Consistency is very important here. Just make sure that aubergines gets nicely lapped up with the sauce. So it's been reducing for the last 5 minutes, and just when you see that this is starting to stick to the sides and also to the spatula here, the aubergines are ready to go in. Just make sure you don't get the splatter on you, so just gently just drop the aubergines in. Just soak the aubergines in and then get the lid back on while we get the tempering on. For the tempering, you just need some refined oil. Get the pan nice and hot, mustard seeds and curry leaves. Just when it starts to crackle, you could hear the mustard crackling. Just take some of the leaves here to garnish. And the rest can go in to the dish. Just mix it gently so that you don't break the aubergines. And it's ready to be served here. Just gently lift the aubergines first and then you can pour in the gravy on the top. And the Bagara Baigan is ready to serve.